Something really fundamental is shifting in the world of AI, and it's happening kind of quietly. We're literally moving away from what you could call amnesiac AI, the models that forget everything about our conversation the second it's over, and we're stepping into a new era of persistent intelligence. This is the story of how we're finally giving AI a memory. And it all kicks off with this wild ratio, 100 to 1. Think about this. For every single token of useful output an AI agent creates, maybe a single line of code, it might first have to read 100 tokens of input. That's all the docs, all the files, all the conversation history, just to take one tiny step forward. This insane imbalance is the core problem that has to be solved. And this imbalance, well, it creates this thing people are calling the context tax. Every single time an agent needs to think, it has to pay this tax by rereading everything it should already know. This makes building complex AI just brutally slow and, you guessed it, incredibly expensive. It's the one bottleneck that's threatening to grind the whole field of agentic AI to a halt. So let's really dig into this core issue. I like to call it the AI's amnesia problem. Right now, for every single new thought it generates, it has to be retaught the entire context of the conversation. I mean, can you imagine having to reread the last chapter of a book every time you wanted to turn to the next page? It's that inefficient. So what does this look like in practice? It's this unbelievably wasteful loop. Let's take a coding agent. To write just one new line of code, it has to reread thousands of lines from a bunch of different files. The GPU crunches through all of that, spits out a couple of new words, and then immediately chucks all that hard computational work right into the garbage. And the very next step, it does the whole thing all over again from scratch. It's madness. So how in the world do we break out of this cycle? Well, the solution is actually beautiful in its simplicity. It's called caching. Caching completely changes the physics of how these models operate by finally giving them the one thing they've been missing, a memory. Okay, to really get this, you gotta understand that an AI kind of thinks in two main phases. First, there's the pre-fill phase. The best way to think of this is like the AI reading an entire book all at once. It's processing your whole prompt, which is why that initial response can sometimes feel slow. Then comes the decode phase. This is like the AI writing the very next sentence. It generates the answer one word at a time. But to do that, it needs the context from the book it just read. And this brings us to part one of the solution, the KV cache. Just think of it as the AI's short-term memory. It holds onto the context from that reading phase, so the AI doesn't have to constantly reread the whole prompt just to write the next word. But, and this is a huge but, traditionally, this cache is temporary. The second the response is finished, poof, that memory is gone. And this is where prefix caching walks in. This is the real game changer. It takes that temporary, short-term memory and makes it persistent. It saves the context from the common parts of a conversation, like a big system prompt, so the AI can just instantly recall it for future requests. It lets you skip that entire slow, expensive rereading phase altogether. It's a huge deal. Now, this technology is so important that it has kicked off a full-blown arms race. Seriously, all the major AI players are now in a massive competition to build the smartest, fastest, and most efficient memory systems for their models. In the open source world, it's this really cool duel between two different approaches. On one side, you've got tools like VLLM. They're incredibly fast, but they're also super rigid. Think of it like a key for a lock that has to be absolutely perfect. If you change just one character in the prompt, the key breaks, and the cache is totally useless. Then you've got SGLang, which is way more flexible. It works more like your phone's autocomplete. It finds the longest part of your prompt that it's seen before, which is perfect for those messy branching conversations that AI agents always have. So that's the open source battle. Meanwhile, the big proprietary players, well, they have two totally different philosophies. You've got Anthropic, which gives developers explicit, almost surgical control over what gets saved. And then you have Google, which is treating context more like a giant automated storage locker that you can just query whenever you want. Let's dive into Anthropic's model for a sec. They actually make you pay about 25% more to write something to the cache, but here's the payoff. Reading from that cache is around 90% cheaper. So what's the takeaway? If you reuse a piece of context just one more time, you're already saving money. The catch is that the cache disappears after 5 minutes of inactivity, which makes it absolutely perfect for those fast back-and-forth agent sessions. Google's approach is just all about scale. Instead of that read-write fee, they just charge you an hourly rate to store your context, kind of like a database. And their killer feature? It's pretty wild. You can cache multimodal inputs. What does that mean?
It means an agent can watch and analyze a full hour-long video once, save that analysis to the cache, and then you can ask it dozens of detailed questions about that video without ever having to pay to reprocess the whole thing again.
Okay, so this is all great, right? But here's the thing. Whether you're using Anthropic Scalpel or Google's giant storage locker, none of these incredible savings just happen by themselves. To unlock the real power of caching, it takes some smart engineering and a totally new way of thinking about how we build our prompts.
So let me show you the single biggest mistake people make, the absolute anti-pattern. They put dynamic information like a live timestamp at the very beginning of the prompt. Because that timestamp changes every single second, it completely breaks the cache on every single request. You're guaranteeing yourself a 100% cache miss rate. You're getting zero benefit.
So what's the solution? It's actually really simple. It's called the append-only pattern. You put all of your stable, static stuff first, your system prompt, your conversation history, and you append any new dynamic information at the very, very end. This makes sure that the huge chunk of your prompt is identical every single time, which leads to a massive cache hit.
And you have to be precise. I mean, extremely precise. These caching algorithms demand byte-for-byte perfection. Like this quote says, even just swapping the order of keys in a JSON object creates a completely different string to the cache. So what does this mean? It means engineers have to be disciplined and enforce consistency, like always sorting keys alphabetically to make sure they get that precious cache hit. Okay, so what does this all mean for your wallet? This is why it all matters. Just look at the financial impact here. With sloppy engineering and only a 10% cache hit rate, your cost is over $3 per million tokens. But with optimized append-only engineering that gets you a 90% hit rate, that cost absolutely plummets to just 64 cents. That is a more than 5 times reduction in your costs just from structuring your prompts the right way. So where is all of this going? Caching words and context is amazing, but it's really just the beginning. The next frontier, the really exciting stuff, is about caching the AI's reasoning process itself, basically caching its thoughts. And this leads to this cool new idea called agentic plan caching. The thinking is, for a lot of similar problems, the actual plan to solve them is basically the same. So instead of having a huge, expensive model reason from scratch every single time, a smaller, much cheaper model can just pull up a plan template from the cache and adapt it to the new situation. This alone could cut costs by another 50%. And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. We figured out how to give AI a memory for what it's already read. But what happens when we give it a persistent memory for what it thinks?
Because that's the real takeaway here. The days of inefficient, forgetful, stateless AI are numbered. Thanks to the power of caching, we are truly entering an age of persistent, stateful intelligence. And that, right there, is going to unlock capabilities that we are only just beginning to imagine. Thanks for tuning in.